Hello, I'm the Nerd, and in today's tutorial I thought I'd go through a little A-frame tutorial again. Should be a quick one. I just found this, I've been looking into generating mazes, generally investigating that with just how to generate a maze in programming and then create a sort of maze, and doing that I came across this component for A-frame called AFrame maze component, which I wasn't familiar with before. So I thought I'd just show you very quickly how you can get very simply a maze into an environment with some like collisions and stuff like that. So this is mostly just following the example that they created here. Then I'll show you how to add textures and stuff, I guess, and how to customize these whatever maze you want to create. Probably at a later date. I'm experimenting at the minute with just creating randomized mazes, so just generative mazes at the minute as well, but not really far enough with that to really do a tutorial on it yet, to be honest. But anyway, let's start here. So I mean, obviously you could use this for lots of things, but let's just go into our IDE. So if we go here, we've got a new we're just going to create an HTML file because we're going to use the CDN, and it's pretty simple really to actually create the maze itself. All the abstractions really going on in the packages which we'll be using basically. So let's just give this a bit of a better. So first off, let's have a look at the. I'm more or less at the minute. I've just copied the examples just to show you how easy it is, I guess. So we want to go to our head, which is where all our scripts are going to be loaded, and so basically what I've done is they have an example here, and copied and pasted in all the CDN scripts. So that's ports in your AFrame, minified AFrame, which is the sort of framework or library that this uses. AFrame extras, which fix use of some other things. So we've got that now. Now we want to create our A scene. Okay, and then we want to import in some textures. So I've I've pre-downloaded some textures. So A assets, this tag is where you put in your textures. So I'll put it in the wrong folder, didn't I? Let me just fix that. I just need to get the textures into the right folder. I'll put them into the folder I was experimenting with before. So I'll quickly just fix that. Get these 3 textures, put them into here. So it's like simple HTML really. Texture wall, we're just going to get, I think I've called it brick. .jpeg, I think it is. Yeah, all JPEGs here. So this is just loading in the assets as the asset textures themselves. Floor JPEG. And then these A box and A cylinder are basically the building blocks for the maze itself, which is added in as an entity down here. But so we want to add texture wall for that. And that's just the same. Okay. So next we want to add our actual maze component. So yeah, I probably want to add the sky as well. Let's see, because I've created a sky. So I'll just quickly go, and then I don't want it color. I want it add another texture. So I've also got a clouds texture, which I'll just add now. Clouds JPEG, and then I want to call that texture sky, just for consistency, I suppose. And then where it says source, as it is source, like that, texture sky. And then if I load this up, hopefully now I'll see a skybox. Yeah, there we go. So we have a skybox, but it's just an empty scene at the minute. It's not perfect, let's just see, but it doesn't matter too much. I'm just sort of demonstrating what you can do put in a perfect world, that'd be seamless. You wouldn't have like cut, because obviously it looks quite strange. But it's not really, it's not like a cube box. So anyway, I'm gonna add this as well. So add the floor. Let's add the floor, and then we instead of there's gonna be source. So we've got floor with width and a height set. It's given a static body for collision. Though there's no, I think I'm just a free floating camera at the minute. But yeah, there you go. You can see that that's now created a floor. I'm just a free floating camera at the minute, so I'll have to modify that in a minute. But get onto that shortly. It's a little floor texture. I think it needs probably stretching a bit better, but I'll worry about it in a second. And then this, I mean, this basically this maze component makes it a real. Doesn't make it too hard. I just need to add my player entity. So I'll just copy that. I know this tutorial is essentially me going, you copy that, but sort of is really. I mean, if you want to create like a maze, I mean, you obviously could expand on this a lot more, but so I've added the player, given it universal controls and kinematic body. I think this might have been deprecated, so you might have to fiddle around with it a little bit in the new version, but I mean, it sort of works if you're using the same AFrame dependencies, I guess. So yeah, now I'm actually colliding with the floor there. I can wander around with WSAD controls. Okay, so let's get on to the interesting part, which is actually creating the maze. So they give a few examples in the component. It's quite good actually, it's quite well documented. So let's just create, basically just define, it's like defining a new entity, and then you just grab those assets we created before, like the wall and the joiner thing, whatever it's called end cap. So let's just grab an example. So we probably want one with, so you can do open walls. Let's just see what that looks like. So that creates your actual maze. Run this, should create a maze. There it goes, created it there. I want to make these walls a bit bigger. They're a bit small. They're not really, it's not really very good, but I'm colliding with it and it's doing something, so that's good. I could probably add a texture to these if I wanted to as well. You can change the shape of it as well. But, I mean, you've got like a basic maze there, but let's make something a bit better. So in a minute, it's only set to like height 1 or something. So maybe do height 5, make it a bit more like a wall. 5. So that, see, that looks a bit more like a maze now. A bit more maze-like. Probably make it even bigger, even. And if I can't walk through the walls, which is good. I think this is a closed one though, so I need to make it. You can also change the overall size of the. So you got the size here, maze size, and you can change this. I could change this to like 25 and 25, I guess. And this should make the maze a lot bigger. I might even spawn inside it. Yep, so that's better. Spawning inside the maze now. So that's sort of what you'd want, really. But this is a closed maze, I think. I don't think there's any open walls. So the other example of a type of maze I could create is a one with an opening out into the outside world, basically. So that would be this. I just need to change the size again. Make it 25 by 25. Wall 1 is the reference to this. You'd have to get that right, otherwise it would not work. There we go. So again, I can't move the walls, but there should be an opening out here to the outside world somewhere, if I can just find it. Yeah, there's a blocked entrance there, so it's not that way. But yeah, that's basically how you can quickly create a maze type. I know I've sort of covered this before, but I just thought I'd cover it using this component because it's quite quite an easy way to do it. If you want to do something quick, you can probably expand this. You can create a Pac-Man style game, I guess. You could create, you know, some sort of Pac-Man like game, I guess, or some like enemies wandering around, which would be a bit more of an advanced thing to do, but I'm sure you could do it if you have got the time. Yeah, that's all there is to it, really. Obviously, I've just said basically what the documentation says, but just wanted to sort of show how easy it is. I'm going to probably continue on these maze videos. I'm getting quite interested in it, and just in my own time in the minute. So, like, I've been experimenting a little bit with, like I said before, like with creating, generating on the fly mazes, and you could actually do that with this. So, if you wanted to. A cool little project, you could probably add via DOM manipulation one of these mazes and then randomly set the size to something different every time if you wanted to. Even positioning you could probably change, moving textures. So you could let your imagination go a bit more if you wanted to. You got the basic building blocks there for creating a quick maze game. That's been interesting. You can check this out. It's Mitch Allen's GitHub, I believe. The link is here. Mitch Allen AFrame maze component. I'm going to star it actually, so I thought twice. But yeah, watch it too maybe. But yeah, check it out if you're interested in AFrame. It's quite cool. Yeah, that's it really. Okay, I'm a Nerd. Like and subscribe if you like the content. If you find it interesting, if you have any ideas for any other tutorials, just let me know, because we're sort of starved for ideas at the minute. So yeah, okay.